Meralco powers the metro. It also powers businesses with Meralco Biz. With its peak off-peak solution, businesses get big savings.
From 6 to 33 ice plants in 6 years, my children will soon take over a company.
Energy savings equals best value for quality accommodations. Ang BIS di bitin sa eng bitin.
Ano man ang business mo, may partner ka sa pag-abot ng pangarap mo.
Sure is a beautiful morning to see all of you guys online. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat and welcome to Meralco Power Up Live. So I hope everybody's doing okay. I'll try to take a look kung sino pa nandito, but I hope you guys are having a good time so far. So on behalf of Meralco, please allow me to personally welcome and say hello to all of the members and officials of FAPSA, the Federation of Associations of Private Schools and Administrators. But first things first, please allow me to introduce myself to all of you guys. My name is Kevin La Peña, and I will be joining you for the next hour or so as we discuss services and solutions for the operational efficiency and bill management which can help empower private schools. And it's been over a year since the pandemic started, and we know how much it has affected schools, teachers, and students. This is really a tough time for everybody, most especially for our educators who've had to adjust and continue with their mission. So please allow me to salute each and every one of you for all of your efforts. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. And while you worry about the school year ahead, Meralco is here to assist you in achieving efficiency in your operations, particularly with your electricity consumption. We want to help you manage your monthly bill. That's why wherever you are located right now, I hope you can find a comfortable spot where your Wi-Fi signal is strong and clear. Because we hope that you be able to join us for our games, because you're gonna get a chance to win some prizes. So please do ask questions during our panel discussion. All right, so to officially welcome all of us to this morning's webinar, we are joined by the Vice President and Head of Meralco Corporate Business Group. Everybody, please join me in saying hello to Miss Cecil Domingo.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the introduction, Kevin. Allow me to acknowledge Undersecretary Yusek Tonicito Umali of the Department of Education, who will be joining us anytime soon. Thank you for his support to the private schools and, of course, to Meralco. Thank you, Yusek. And I would also like to thank the members and officers of the Federation of Association of Private Schools and Administrators and their officers, Mr. Eli Casilag and Ms. Melly Sarak, together with her husband who's with us this morning. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to help empower private schools through Meralco services and solutions. We are fully aware of the struggles of our customers, particularly the educational institutions, over the past year. We know that you've been striving hard to adapt to the new normal, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for your dedicated service in educating the next generation despite all the challenges of online learning. Maraming salamat po. While you focus on your mission, let Meralco take care of your energy needs. Later, you will hear from Mike the specific services you can avail of depending on your requirements. Next, Alfred will discuss some energy efficiency tips that you can use not just for your schools but even in your homes to help you manage your consumption. At this point, it is uncertain when face-to-face classes will resume, but one thing is sure, Meralco is here for you, and we will continue to help you power a brighter tomorrow for private schools. Again, thanks for joining our webinar. Ingat po tayong lahat. Stay safe and healthy, and God bless us all. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you very much. What a wonderful way to start this program off. Maraming salamat po, Miss Cecil Domingo. Always a pleasure getting to hear from you. All right. So remember how I mentioned earlier that some of you, well, I mean, like all of us here, would get to have a good time this morning, because at this point, I believe it's time that we focus on how we've managed to cope with the changing times. So with that being said, I have a quick question for all of you guys watching right now. It's a very simple question, but in order to answer, you guys would need to do a little something before that, all right? I'd like all of you guys to please log on to www.menti.com and enter the code flashed on your screens. As we speak, we are flashing the code already, so please do log on to the website and enter the code, all right? So once again, just to help you guys out, it's flashed already on your screens, www.menti.com. And once you're already on the website, please enter this code that's on the screen now, which is 52381063. All right, we're going to give you a little more time for you guys to log in. Just wanted to check who's already here. Okay. So here's the thing, the timer's already on screen. First question, with the current pandemic, what actions have you taken to manage your school's electricity bill? Please do type in your answers right now. So we're gonna give you a little more time, even though the timer is already done. Please feel free to continue to type in your answers. We see reduce here. No aircon. You don't need to type in a full answer, just the phrase, perhaps just to give us an idea of the steps you've taken to manage your monthly bill. All right. So if you can notice, all your answers are flashing already on the screen. There it is. Cost cutting of expense. We're going to give you about 5 seconds more, 5 seconds, just to gather all the questions. I mean, like all your answers here on screen. All right. Last chance, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very interesting insights here, with no aircon being the one that tops all of the answers here. There's cost cutting, managing electricity use, a lot of no aircons here, turning off your appliances, and just limiting the usage of rooms. All right. And later on, perhaps we can learn more about all the answers that you typed into onto the screen. Okay, so once again, thank you very much to all of you guys who participated in this little icebreaker that we wanted to do. And don't worry, there are a few more opportunities for you guys to be able to, this time, be able to win prizes. All right, so right now, to move on with the next part of our program, it's time to listen and learn about the programs and services that can help you manage your electricity bill. We are pleased to have with us the South Area Head of Meralco Biz Partners Group. Everybody, please give a very warm welcome for Mr. Michael Antonio.
Ayan. Thank you, Kevin, for the introduction. Good morning to everyone, to President Ellie, to the officers and members of the FAPSA. So I'll be sharing with you this morning the programs and services that Meralco can offer to the FAPSA in order to help you manage your bills. So I'll start first. Okay. Ayan. But before I start with my presentation, I'd like to give you an overview of the power industry to help you manage, to help you understand the role of Meralco. So alam niyo po ba na hindi po lahat ng binabayad niyo sa Meralco ay napupunta sa amin. So let's go each of these parts of the power industry. So first is the generation. These are the companies responsible to produce electricity. Sila po yung mga geothermal, hydro, solar, and wind farms natin. So they are all owned by different companies such as San Miguel, the Ayalas, Aboitiz, and the Lopez Group. No, so they are responsible to produce electricity, and your bill is around 55% goes to them. Next, transmission charge. They are the ones responsible to bring the energy produced by the generating plants to the distribution centers such as Meralco and other cooperatives. So 10% naman po ang napupunta sa kanila. Next component is the distribution or Meralco. This is where Meralco falls and other electric cooperatives. So we are responsible naman po to distribute energy to the end users. So in terms of your bill, 17% goes to us. And then lastly, 18% of your bill goes to the taxes and other government charges. So ayan po. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now let's go to Meralco. To help you understand how Meralco operates, we are actually divided into different segments. This is to help you better. This is to help better serve our customers. So I am from the Meralco Biz Partners. We actually handle the SME customers with 5 to 499 kilowatt demand. Next is the home and micro biz. They are the segment that caters to residential customers and micro businesses. Next is the corporate business group. They are responsible to handle conglomerates and customers with demand of greater than 500 kilowatt, and also our national government. Okay, now let's go to the programs and services of Meralco. So we acknowledge and recognize that this pandemic has greatly affected schools, or not only schools, but all of us. So I'll be sharing with you our programs and services and to help you manage your bill. So we have here Power Consult, Power Factor Adjustment, Power Match, Educational Institution Discount, Meralco Online, and Payment Option. Ayan. So to start with, Power Consult. Ano ba tong Power Consult? So actually, Meralco provides free energy consultancy to our customers. So if you are planning to expand your business, you want a site assessment, you want a cost estimate for your service application, you want to consult for your capacity requirements, or anything technical questions, no? So feel free to reach us. This is for free, so wag ho kayo mag-alala for this energy consultancy. Yeah. Okay. Next is power factor adjustment. This is applicable to the general power rates. So if you check your bill, makikita nyo po kung anong under kayong category, no? So if your power factor is above 85, you can avail of the discount of 0.7 of the distribution charge. But if you're below, you get a penalty of 1.4. So pasensya po, no, I'll be showing with you some computation and some technical terms, but I'll try to laymanize or explain this one by one, no? So for this example, ang ating customer has a power factor discount, a power factor of 98.6. So this is above 85. So makakakuha po siya ng discount. So the difference is minus 13.6. Then we can multiply this to the applicable 0.7. Ayan po. And then we arrive of the discount multiplier, no? So for this example, the customer can avail of minus 766.69. So to simplify, ano ho ba ang power factor? Power factor helps you improve on how you use your electricity. So paano naman po kung ang power factor nyo is below 85? So all you need to do is install a capacitor, and then Meralco can help you compute for the capacitor requirement and even help you source where to get this capacitor through our subsidiary and through our authorized contractors, no? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Ayan. So power match. Ayan. So as mentioned, we recognize that this pandemic has greatly affected your operation. So we want to ensure that your power capacity will match your business requirements. So this is where GMBD comes in, or the guaranteed minimum billing demand. So in this example, ayan, the pre-pandemic actual demand is 40 kilowatt, and this is above the GMBD of 35. So customer is charged of the actual demand or GMBD, whichever is higher. So in this case, the customer's demand is 35. So wala tayong problema. So the customer will pay for the actual consumption, no? But in case naman po na bumaba po ang actual demand, like the current situation po ng FAPSA, so the customer will have to pay for the 35 kilowatt GMBD. So GMBD is actually similar to the data plan that you avail for your internet requirement. So if you you avail for 50 gigawatt package, whether you use it or not, for the month, whether you consume the bandwidth, so babayaran nyo pa rin po yung 50 gigawatt. So going back to the computation, so for this example, 15 kilowatt na lang po ang demanding nyo. So what we can do is we can help you adjust the GMBD based on your current requirement. So what you just need to do is reach us and then allow us to recompute for your GMBD. Yan. All right, next. Special education discount. Ayan. So this applies to customers that are registered and certified by DepEd and the CHED, no? So for those customers that have a demand lower than 5, you get 5% discount to your distribution, supply, and metering charges. For those customers naman po that has 5 kilowatt and up, you can avail 3% discount. So all you need to do is submit to us your certificate together with your Meralco bill. Okay, so next is Meralco Online. So for your safety and convenience, we highly encourage you to reach us 24/7 through Meralco Online. So these are the key features. You can view your bills, pay your bills. You can also report an outage, inquire and give feedback, apply for electric service, and also you get free notification when you are a subscriber of Meralco Online. Sorry, yan. Hindi ko pa na-click. All right. There you go. Sorry. Ayan. So here are the easy steps to enroll to the Meralco Online. First is access through our website. And then 2, get your bill. And then next is download the app. Step 3, sign up. Step 4, provide the information. And then step 5, accept the terms and conditions. So napakadali lang po to enroll to our Meralco Online. Okay, next is payment option. Ayan. So we highly encourage everyone na hindi na po pumunta sa Meralco Business Center because of this pandemic. So for your payment option, we have this different channels. For real-time posting, we have this Meralco Online, Bayad Center, BPI Quick Pay, and Maybank. We also have different payment channels to our partner banks. Ayan, madami po sila. And we also have different mobile wallets, no? So you can pay your bills through these channels. Last but not least, just a reminder, when paying through our payment partners, overdue bills are not accepted. Pag overdue na, all you need to do is go to our Meralco Business Center or pay through our Bayad Center partners. So when paying for your bill, just bring a copy of the bills that you wish to pay, and then get your customer account number so we can identify or get a reference of the amount that you wish to settle. All right, I think that's it for me today. Thank you, Kevin, and over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Sir Mike. It's nice to be able to hear from you again. Wonderful presentation, as always. Very informative, to say the least. All right, so hopefully the services that you've mentioned can help address the concerns and issues of our participants as far as their bill is concerned. And I think it's safe to assume na nakakatulong nga naman talaga yun. All right, so well, now that you, our very treasured attendees, are engaged into the discussion already, why don't we have a little trivia game? All right, so we're gonna have a little more fun once again. So all you need to do is type your answer into the chat box and send it as fast and as swiftly as you can. All right, no more logging into a website, no more coding in a certain number sequence. All you need to do is just pay attention to this question I'm gonna be asking you, and the first one to give a correct answer via the chat box on Zoom will get to win a very special prize from Meralco. All right? But just a disclaimer, after our game, we're going to be announcing the winner towards the end of the program. All right? So something to look forward to. Okay, so here it is. This is our question for you guys. What does GMBD stand for? Again, let me repeat this one more time for you guys. What does GMBD stand for? So key in your answers right now. And please remember, wrong spelling wrong. All right, so we're gonna give you a little more time to type in your answers here. There are a few people who have already typed in their answers. Thank you very much, Michael. Very quick. Alfredo Vier, thank you very much. Chiquita Angel, to name a few. A lot of people already chiming in. We will leave it to the adjudicators, our official adjudicators, to decide kung sino ang mananalo sa round na ito. So please do wait till the end of the program for when we announce the winners. All right, so we're gonna give you a bit more time. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you very much to everybody who typed in their answers for this little trivia game. And don't worry, if you felt that you weren't confident enough with your answer, or for those that weren't able to type in, may mga opportunity pa tayo para sa inyo as we go through the rest of the program. All right, so congratulations in advance to our winner. Abangan kung sino ang nanalo towards the end of the program. All right, a representative of Meralco will contact you to get your details so we can send your prize. Talaga maabilidad ang mga Pinoy, is that right? There is no denying the lengths we can go through in order to manage our electric bills, especially during this pandemic. Kita nyo naman sa mga sagot nyo earlier in the program. And joining us to discuss energy efficiency solutions that can help private schools is the manager of the Meralco Power Lab. Everybody, please welcome Mr. Alfred Iporap Jr.
Good morning to all. I hope everyone is well, healthy, and safe. No? So, as the title of our event says, no, empowering private schools. No? So, we hope that with this, no, you'll find it very helpful as we go through this pandemic. Actually, since last year, diba? And moving forward towards the new normal, no, especially for schools also. Okay, so let's go. Okay. So for today, just a quick overview of the topics that we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss about Meralco's energy efficiency programs, some energy efficiency basics, what are the drivers of electricity consumption, the factors affecting it, and of course, the energy efficiency measures that we could actually implement. Okay. All right. So to start everything, no, I just want to impart that Meralco has energy efficiency programs in place. No, basically, this is to educate our customers, and to make them understand better and be intelligent energy users, no. So what the picture you're seeing now, this is the Meralco Power Lab. It was launched in 2015. So this is a two-level facility, no. It's a research and testing facility, uh, wherein we test appliances, equipment, basically all other energy consuming devices, to provide consumption information and energy efficiency pointers to our customers. Now, the Power Lab supports the following customer programs on the right. Probably you are aware or familiar with all or some of them. So, namely, we have the Bright Ideas, Power Ideas, Orange Tag, and the Meralco Advisory. I think you see this every month now, the Meralco Advisory. Now, the Bright Ideas is basically energy efficiency education for the residential customers. The Power Ideas naman for commercial and industrial customers. And the Orange Tag provides the cost to operate of appliances. And as mentioned, the Meralco Advisory, you see this every month on TV, you hear it on radio. This is where we discuss the rates for the month, and of course, the second part of it, some energy efficiency tips for our customers. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the energy efficiency basics. Okay, so kanina ang gaganda ng mga sagot, no? Nakita ko doon sa Mentimeter, no? Sige. Okay, so first question would be is how do we make our homes and workplaces energy efficient, no? Likely everyone will associate energy efficiency to cost savings, di ba? So I think lahat tayo ganun ang tingin natin diyan, no? Nakakatipid ba tayo? So yun ang parang idea natin about energy efficiency, no? So at first parang complicated siya, no? But really very simple lang naman talaga siya. Okay? So first is the use of energy efficient technologies available. So siguro narinig nyo na yung LED, inverter, induction technology. So lahat yan, mga energy efficient technologies yan, no? Okay? So it has a lower wattage rating, but at the same time, it gives even a better performance pa compared to the conventional ones, no? Now next, remember that energy use is a function of time, no? So control usage, no? So yung electricity consumption po natin is based on how long we use our appliances, equipment, or devices. So of course, the longer you use it, the more you will consume, no? Okay. Okay, but it is also important to know na being energy efficient also means that you optimize your energy use, no? Without sacrificing, take note of the next keywords: comfort, convenience, and productivity. So it doesn't mean po na kapag nakakatipid tayo, nababawasan yung bills natin, is energy efficient na tayo. So dapat po kasi main component ng energy efficiency is nakakatipid na tayo, but at the same time, we do not sacrifice comfort, convenience, and productivity, no? So how do we achieve this? So we achieve this by, number one, deploying efficient technologies. So as mentioned kanina, di ba, marami na ang energy efficient technologies available out there. And number two, employing best practices, no? Kasi baka some of us might think na for us to be energy efficient, we need to spend. For example, we need to buy an inverter, we need to buy LEDs, etc., etc., no? But later on, we will find out that through best practices, no, we can still be energy efficient without spending a single centavo. Okay? So to elaborate this further, okay, something is more efficient if, number one, we deliver more products or services or increased comfort for the same energy input. Okay? Yung energy input na tinutukoy natin dito is yung ating kilowatt-hour consumption or electricity consumption. Now, number two, you deliver the same products or services, or we maintain the same comfort level for less energy input. And number three, this is the ideal scenario. You deliver more products, more services, or your comfort levels are increased for less energy input. So, yung 1, 2, 3 na yan, it's energy efficient, but the ideal is the number 3. Yan. Okay, so now let's go to the drivers of electricity consumption. Kasi in any energy management, first we should understand saan ba nanggagaling yung energy consumption natin. Sino ang drivers? Who is the top contributor? No? So let's find out. Okay. So, ito po yung contribution of appliances or equipment to our monthly consumption. Now, for residential customers, no, lahat naman tayo at the end of the day, we're residential customers. Aircon, fan, and refrigerators are the top drivers, no? Contributing to anywhere 57 to 72% of our electricity bill. So just imagine kung 1,000 pesos ang bill mo, 500 to 700 pesos is already galing dito sa tatlong ito. Aircon, fan, and refrigerators. Okay? Now, for business customers, commercial customers, depending on the industry or nature of the business, ang top contributors can be any of the following. Cooling appliances. It's anywhere between 40 to 70%. Reps and freezers or chillers, 10% to 20%. But of course, if you are a ice plant, definitely, mas malaki pa yan. Okay? Ovens, for those with restaurants, 10 to 25% or even higher. Okay? Computers and printers, 10 to 47%. Lighting accounts for 4 to 30%. No? So, again, depending on the nature, depending on how you use, pwedeng it's a plus or minus thing. But definitely, based on these numbers alone, nakikita na natin kung sino or who among our appliances or equipment are driving our energy consumption. Okay? So, this is just a quick review. No? Kasi nakita natin from the previous slide na ang common denominator sa residential at commercial ay space cooling appliances. So, this is just a quick refresh on the different types of HVAC system. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. But in our case here in the Philippines, more of ventilation and air conditioning lang tayo, no? Wala naman tayong heater, no? Dahil wala tayong winter, no? So, on the left, number one, nakikita nyo dyan are centralized air conditioning system. So, yan yung mga chiller system, district cooling. And the next is the racks or the room air conditioners. Okay? So, ito yung mga, of course, very common and familiar tayo. Those are the window types, the split type, ceiling types, floor standing aircon. So yan po ang mga different cooling systems natin. Okay. So now let's go to factors affecting energy consumption. Basically, since ang top driver ay space cooling appliances, magfo-focus din muna ako sa aircons. Okay? So number one, aircon sizing. Okay? So based on our tests, so we're doing power lab tests on this, no? Nag-simulate kami ng different aircon capacities, different aircon horsepower versus different room areas. And if not correctly sized, may nakita kaming around 35 to 110% increase in energy consumption. So, the thought of oversizing or undersizing your aircons is a no-no. No? So akala kasi natin baka let's purchase lang yung mas maliit na capacity dahil mas mura, but in the long run, it will not help. No? Mas mapapagastos pa tayo dyan. Okay? Second, thermostat setting. No? So again, based from Power Lab tests, for every 1 degree change in thermostat setting, so there is a corresponding 1.4% savings per 1 degree. These are for HVAC and chiller systems. Now, for residential aircons, the change is anywhere between 5% to 7%, no? Can be realized, no? For every 1 degree change in the thermostat setting, no? So malaki rin 'yan. Mamaya papakita ko sa inyo how much would the savings be for every degree na binabago natin yung ating thermostat setting. Okay? Number 3 is ambient or outside temperature, no? So, I think mano-notice natin why every summer tumataas talaga ang consumption natin. So, malaking factor kasi yung external temperature, no? Kapag sobrang init sa labas, appliances with compressor like aircon, like refrigerator, mas nag-e-effort din sila, no? So mas nagdo-double time ang kanilang trabaho. Therefore, we saw an 11% to 23% increase, no, per 1 degree increase sa ambient temperature. So habang umiinit sa labas, mas tumataas din ang konsumo ng ating mga space cooling appliances like aircons and refrigerators. Okay? So nakaka-affect talaga siya. Number 4, okay? Room or building insulation, no? So kapag more heat coming in or penetrating the room or area, of course, mas magtatrabaho rin ang ating mga cooling systems. Okay? Number 5, the number of people or occupants, no, inside the room or area, no? Of course, the more people, mas marami siyang heat load, no? More effort then for our aircons to cool the room or area. Okay? And lastly, maintenance condition, no? So based from our actual tests again, this can actually contribute to an additional 30 to 40% increase in our aircon energy consumption if they are poorly maintained. Okay? So sayang din yan. Okay. Okay, so now let's go to the specific measures or tips. Okay, so again, unahin na natin ang air conditioners dahil ito ang top driver. Okay, what can we do? Okay, earlier I did mention that some energy efficiency measures do not require cost at all, meaning free, zero. Okay, and this is one of them. Okay, so this is the adjustment of the thermostat. Okay, so here's the tip. No, set it at the highest, most comfortable level for you. Now, let's say sa mid lang, sa gitna, or 25 degrees, no? So, if 25 degrees is still too hot for you, you can try 24 degrees, 23 degrees, no? It is important that the comfort levels are not compromised, no? So, again, it's 5 to 7% savings. And based from our tests for a 1 horsepower aircon unit, setting it at 18 degrees, which is the coolest, actually for some aircons, it's at 16 degrees, versus the mid setting of 25 degrees, savings na po niyan ay 992 pesos per month just by adjusting the thermostat. Again, if 25 degrees is still too hot for you, you could adjust it to 24, 23, 22, but definitely not dun sa pinakamalamig, no? Kasi yung mga observations din namin, napapansin namin is that whether in the office or in the home, nakaset sa pinakamalamig yung aircon, but at the same time, yung mga users, balot na balot ng kumot or balot na balot ng jacket, no? So I think that's not being energy efficient at all. In my case, dito sa amin, I just set it at 24 or 25 and it's very comfortable, no? Hindi na namin kailangan mag-blanket. Okay? Now, for chiller system, it's 1.4%. So this is the example of a business customer. So look at the savings. Ito rin, just by adjusting their thermostat setting, they were able to save an annual savings of around 765,000 per month. And all that by just adjusting the thermostat setting. Okay? Next is, of course, follow the prescribed maintenance schedule of your air conditioning systems. As mentioned earlier, poorly maintained units will add more consumption. This is around 30 to 40%. Okay. This is an example for a room air conditioner. So, ito po yung air filter niya, no? This is very easy to clean. You just regularly clean it twice a month or even often kung madalas siyang gamitin. And the savings are around 341 pesos per month versus a clean filter versus not so clean filter. Okay. Now, for centralized systems, we just follow this 3-step expert maintenance service. So, of course, you scope, plan, and schedule. No, identify the scope of work and schedule it in times with the minimal impact to operations. So, usually ito baka during summer break, di ba? Kapag walang mga estudyante or during Holy Week break, during semestral break, ayan, or Christmas break. So usually dito ini-schedule yung mga maintenance plans. No? And of course, second step is to execute the maintenance works. So be it cleaning or repair works as identified in step number 1. And lastly, you do the final checks. No? Of course, to ensure safety and everything is okay. Okay, next is inverter technology. No? So if budget permits, consider using inverter technology. No? So from the visuals that you're seeing, so we have a comparative test of 1 horsepower split type aircon, and you can see the savings. No? So it's around 938.4 pesos per month. This is based on 8 hours per day use. No? So very significant yung savings. No? So yung price difference of owning an inverter in the long run would actually pay off in 1 to 1.5 years. No? ROI ka na, and then all the rest are savings. Okay? So it's 20 to 66% savings for inverter technology, and look at all the benefits that you can get. No? Low maintenance, savings and efficiency, constant temperature, longer lifespan, and of course, low then on maintenance cost. Okay? And here's also an important information to share. Sabi kasi nila, inverters daw work best if you use it longer. No? Actually, that is correct. No? The more frequent and longer your usage, let's say 4 hours or more daily, this allows you to maximize actually the benefits of using inverter technology. Now, if bihira siyang gamitin, seldom, and probably 1 to 2 hours lang in each event, it's still okay to use a conventional aircon. But for the more frequent and longer use, of course, inverter is the way to go. Okay? Now, again, no, since because of the pandemic, nag-close ang schools. Dati kasi pre-pandemic, of course, very busy. No, we're always almost always at full capacity, full load with all the students. But now, the schools are closed. It's online. Syempre, no, darating yung mga times that we need to shut down, no, or turn off our equipment. No, so these are just some important reminders, no, or precautions for air conditioners that are unused for a long time. No? So actually, lahat naman talaga ng appliances, ano, whether device, including vehicles, no, will start to develop problems if they haven't been in use for a long time or long periods, no. But for aircons in general, das meron bang mangyayaring hindi maganda? Let's say for 3 to 4 months or even longer na hindi siya ginagamit, no? Okay, so sige, let's see. Generally, aircons are made to last, no? Actually, kami araw-araw ginagamit and it's really durable, no? So, number one, no? There are still a few things that we need to remember, okay? Number one is do a visual inspection of the unit, okay? Some questions to ask. Are there any buildup of debris around it? No? Or any sign that something could be blocking it? No? So, of course, we have to remove the debris. We have to remove the dust and all sorts of items that could be blocking it, ano, before turning on the unit. Do not open it. If necessary, call for professional help kung mahirap. Okay? Next is the maintenance up to date? No? As mentioned kanina, maintenance schedule must be followed at least once a year. But for the things that we can do, like air filter cleaning, we can do it actually twice every month. No? And then next, run the aircon first in fan mode. Okay? So turn on the fan mode and let it blow for, say, around 10 to 20 minutes. No? Kasi this will help get any dust out of the system before you turn it to cool or iset mo na yung thermostat, diba? So magpa-fan mode ka muna. And of course, this is just a reminder. If you are about to turn off your aircons for a few months, you should take the following steps, no? Okay? Okay. So again, as mentioned, run it on fan mode to clear out, and then that's also a good time, no, to schedule the maintenance kung na-anticipate natin that you will turn off your aircons for a long time. Okay, now let's proceed to refrigerators. Okay, so again, Some precautions, baka meron tayong mga refrigerators or freezers in the canteen, in the home economics room na magiging unused or actually unused na ngayon for a long time. Ano? So, number one is make sure that the area where it is stored is cool and dry. No? Kasi moisture can contribute to rust or formation of molds, etc. Of course, keep it upright. No? Hindi pwedeng ihigayan, no? Or medyo nakaslant, hindi pwede. And then of course, do a visual inspection to check for any potential problems before running it back. Okay? So ayan. So again, just a reminder, if your ref or freezer had a problem before or not properly maintained, it may be worse after a long period of sitting unused. So really, you have to do all these kinds of checks before turning it back on. So next for computers and printers, no. So ito very relevant to our schools, no, dahil this is really needed. And of course, ngayon naka-work from home tayo, no. So basically we're using computers, no. Okay, so tip number 1, shut down your computers, no, after use, no. Kasi if we just use screensaver, actually hindi pala nakaka-save yung screensaver even if the name suggests saver, di ba? But they actually don't. So this is a misnomer, no? Screensavers can actually cost you an additional 184 pesos per month. So imagine kung maraming computers 'yan, 'di ba? And lahat sila naka-screensaver mode lang. So imagine for 15 computers, that's already around 3,000 pesos additional cost, no? Just because of the screensaver mode. So, actually, sleep mode also won't do you good. Although, mas konti lang ang ano niya, ang consumption niya, but just the same, it's still additional consumption. Okay? So, next is for printers. Consider using inkjet printers instead of laser printers. Now, okay lang to if you are not very much particular on the print quality. Kasi inkjet printers use 95% less energy compared to laser printers. So just look at the comparison. For an inkjet printer, it's around 21 centavos per hour for continuous printing versus a laser printer which is around 4.66 or nearly 5 pesos per hour for continuous printing. So very significant yung savings. Okay? And number 3, reduce the brightness of your screens, no? Of your monitor screens, no? Or meron diyan tinatawag na mga energy saving modes, no? So this is true as well for televisions, no? Pwede rin siya. Picture quality or brightness can significantly affect power consumption, no? So you can actually save around 67% in electricity cost just by adjusting the settings of our screens, no? Reducing the brightness. Okay? And also, some precautions if the computers or printers are unused for a long time. So, mas maganda naka-cover siya, no? Try to cover them when they are not in use. Do periodic maintenance or cleaning kasi nga dust can gather on the print heads, nozzles, or cartridge, no? And also keep the printer's drivers and firmware updated kahit hindi siya nagagamit, no, for a long time. And of course, before using it, do a visual inspection to check for any potential problems. Okay. Next, let's go to lighting tips. Okay, some lighting tips. So, again, obviously, if nobody's using it, turn it off. No? Try to maximize natural light whenever possible. Okay. For tip number 2, choose the right kind of light. No? So dito, we can use actually low wattage bulbs in areas that do not need strong lighting, no? Such as yung mga storage areas or hallways, doorways. So again, we can assess naman which areas ang kailangan ng correct lighting and which ones okay na sa low lighting. Okay? Kasi malaking impact din yan sa energy consumption. Okay? Next is consider using LEDs. No? So this is the energy efficient alternative to CFLs and old ones, no, yung mga incandescent lamps natin. No? You could actually save around 85%, no, This is around 156 pesos per month per bulb. So in this example, this is a 9-watt LED versus a 60-watt incandescent bulb at 10 hours per day use. So just imagine, if you have 10 bulbs, this is already around 1,600 pesos savings per month. Eh what more for buildings, no, na talagang ang dami, by the hundreds and thousands ang ating mga luminaires. So it's very, very significant. Okay? And then some precautions also, if it is unused for a long time. Check for potential issues, number 1. Okay, check the bulb, check the lamp, or if it has ballast, check then the fixtures, no? Kasi sometimes nagkakaroon tayo ng mga loose connections, kaya mapapansin nyo, sometimes nagfi-flicker yung ating mga lights, di ba? So, ayan, yan yung mga dapat na watch out natin, no? Baka may mga loose connections na, no? And we have to address all of these before putting everything back, no, to normal use. And of course, keep it clean. No? Dirt or dust can actually lessen illumination by 50% or even more kapag talagang sobrang dumi na siya. No? And this is not being very efficient at all. Okay, so next for our tips is phantom load. No? So this is also known as vampire energy, or siguro mas familiar tayo sa tinatawag na standby power consumption. So ano ba to? No? Phantom load is an electrical consumption caused by appliance or equipment or device that was turned off but it is still plugged to an electrical outlet. So ito yung mga tine-turn off lang natin sa remote tapos nakasaksak pa rin. We thought that it's already off, it's not consuming, but in reality, it is still consuming electricity. So in short, this is a waste energy. Okay? So what's the tip here? Of course, it's very simple. You just unplug your appliances, devices, and when they are not in use. Kanina nakita ko dun sa Mentimeter and may mga sumagot din ito, no, na mag-unplug, etc. That's actually correct. Look at this example. So this is just for a TV, no? This is for a DVD player and a PC and rice cooker. So this is already 237 pesos per month additional on your bill just by leaving them in standby mode. Okay? So look at this para mas maintindihan pa rin natin, ano, yung 237 pesos is actually equivalent to around 24.3 kilowatt hour per month. And this is same as running your aircon for 8 days. You know? This is also same as running your ref for 16 days. And this is also the same for running your electric fans for 52 days. Just imagine, no? This is a waste energy na sana nagamit na lang natin for our aircon, ref, or electric fan. Okay? Next is use a power strip. Especially for appliances in proximity with each other, yung mga magkakalapit lang naman, para instead of unplugging them in multiple outlets, you can actually use a power strip, no? So dito kasi, just with a flick of a switch, it's as if we already unplugged the appliance or the appliances. So this eliminates the standby power. So very useful, no? Okay, so again, just also to picture or imagine kung ano-ano ang impact ng phantom load. These are just some of the few appliances that we tested and checked how much ang kanilang standby power consumption. So it ranges from 1.2 pesos per month to as high as 183.6 pesos per month. So just imagine kung lahat ito meron tayo and lahat sila may standby power consumption, baka hindi lang 237 pesos per month ang additional sa ating monthly bill, no? So again, sayang siya. This is a waste energy. Okay, next is we are always asked about these energy saving devices. Okay, so ano nga ba itong energy saving devices? So ito yung sinasabi rin nilang power savers, no? So what we saw in the market, meron kami nakitang tatlong types, no? So merong mga plug type. This looks like a mouse, parang ganito. Okay, then you just plug it doon sa mga outlet. Okay? Now may nakita rin kaming mga power savers or energy saving device na card type. And they say that you just have to wrap this in the circuit breaker or in the wire or cord of your appliance, and it will do all the saving. And lastly, may nakita pa kaming sticker. No? They say you just put the stickers in the appliance. For example, aircon, you put, I don't know, 5, 6 stickers, and it will do all the saving. Okay? So again, these don't work. No? These devices don't work. Energy savings do not work. So this is just an example of what you can see in the market and available online. So we tested this one. We also collaborated with the Department of Energy. They also tested this one, and we got the same findings. No? It can cost you more because meron din siyang standby power consumption. No? So pwede pa siyang makadagdag ng around 27 pesos or more per month, no? Just because of standby power alone. But in general, talagang no energy savings were seen, no evidence of savings, no? And of course, it is a potential hazard, no? Because for any device or product, it should have the mandatory markings as prescribed by the Philippine National Standards. And most of these products that you will see in the market, actually all that we have seen, wala yung mga standard mandatory markings na kailangan mong makita for a particular product. So kumbaga parang you don't even know where it is manufactured, you don't even know kung nasaan ang support, after sale support. So it's very risky, no, and it's a potential safety hazard din talaga. Plus of course, it doesn't save. It doesn't work. Okay, so I think this is my last slide. So just some key takeaways for everyone, no, sa lahat ng diniscuss natin. Okay? Number one, energy is a controllable and measurable resource. Anything you can measure, you can definitely manage, no? And we are energy efficient if we could do more with less. Diba? And very important, some energy efficiency measures do not require costs at all, no? It's free, zero. Ito yung best practices na sinasabi natin, like the thermostat adjustment. And lastly, energy efficiency can be a way of life. Okay? So with that, thank you very much. Hope you find all this information relevant and useful. So again, thank you very much. Kevin, back to you.
Sir Alfred, thank you very much for that very insightful and very informative presentation. Salamat talaga po, laking tulong. And I can speak for everybody here, I suppose, na we learned so much on how to be able to manage our electricity properly and efficiently. Very relevant now, especially that we're spending a lot of time in our homes. Okay, so on top of getting to hear from all of our very informative and very insightful speakers, yung maganda dito sa sitwasyon natin ngayon is that we can engage with you guys. So for us to be able to learn more, we have the opportunity to actually get some questions from you guys. So if there are some things that you would like to ask our very esteemed speakers later on in the program, I am highly encouraging you guys to please type in your questions in the chat box below. So all you have to do is just click on the Q&A tab found at the bottom of your Zoom screen and type in your queries. Again, sa mga hindi pa nakakapag-type in ang questions for our speakers in a little while, please do type in your questions. All you need to do is just click on the Q&A tab found at the bottom of your Zoom screens and type in your questions below. And eventually, we will get to all of your queries. All right? So with that, it's now time that we get to listen to the keynote address of our very special guest for this morning. To formally introduce our keynote speaker is Assistant Vice President and Public Sector Head of Meralco Corporate Business Group. Everybody please welcome Miss Geraldine Solidum.
Hi. Hello. Good morning. Thank you, Kevin. Just to add, no, my office caters to our customers in the national government. That's why I'm very pleased to have the chance to introduce our keynote speaker from the Department of Education, none other than Undersecretary Tonicito Umali, USEC Tony for short. It was actually USEC Tony who took the cudgels for FAPSA and endorsed their appeal to us. resulting in this webinar today. So USEC Tony has been in public service for over 20 years. In 2004, after passing the California State Bar exams, he was admitted to practice law as a member of the State Bar of California. And that same year, he was also admitted as a member of the American Bar Association. He finished his Bachelor of Science in Legal Management at the Ateneo de Manila University and completed his Juris Doctor degree at the Ateneo Law School. In 2015, he was conferred Doctor of Public Administration honoris causa by the Polytechnic and University of the Philippines. USEC is an educator at heart. He is a former part-time lecturer at the graduate program of the University of the Philippines, National College of Public Administration and Governance, and also at the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Master in Educational Management and Doctor in Educational Management. Our speaker has also been featured by the Philippine Star as one of the most accomplished and notable Filipinos who best represent the state of the Filipino today. Presently, he is the Undersecretary for Legislative Affairs, External Partnerships, and Project Management Service of the Department of Education. His partnerships with FAPSA and with Meralco have managed to bring us together here as partners to help empower our private schools. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker from the Department of Education, Undersecretary Tonicito MC Umali Esquire.
Marami pong salamat, AVP Geraldine, sa ganda at mga mababait na salitang binigay niyo po sa pagpapakilala po sa atin. Alam po ninyo, as I was listening kanina po, I see really the importance of our event today, that we are given an opportunity to learn about the many ways we could possibly save on electricity, lalong-lalo na po ngayon na medyo mahirap po ang ating sitwasyon, at nais po natin talagang magtipid at magamit ng tama ang ating pong mga kinikita. Ito pong napapakinggan ko pong ito ay applicable. I hope you could hear me po. Sa atin pong even public schools, with your permission, we could play the videos kanina po. Especially when we do our meetings, meron po kaming paraan sa meetings ko po, at least sa strand ko, when I meet our partnership, focal division, and regional persons, may bahagi po kami na parang learning session, and we could easily definitely include this as one of our learning sessions. With your permission po, or mas maganda, we could invite one of you guys and speak so that we could do quick question and answer. Sana maaari din po natin magawa ito sa ating mga pampublikong paaralan. Alam po ninyo, kami po'y talagang natutuwa na ito pong ginagawa nating ito ay nangyari pagkatapos po nating idulog sa Meralco yung hinaing nga po ng ating mga private schools about yung kanilang electricity consumption and how this may be addressed at iba pang mga issues. Sa FAPSA po, nais ko pong ibahagi sa inyo na ito pong nakikita po natin ngayon ay isa po talagang patunay ng malakas na partnership ng ating kagawaran with Meralco and even One Meralco Foundation. Alam po ba ninyo na ang ating pong One Meralco Foundation sa pamamagitan po ng ating school electrification program, na kung saan yung mga ating mga paaralan na doon sitwasyon, ang location po nila ay doon sa tinatawag nating off-grid areas, walang access sa internet, ay nalalagyan po ng elektrisidad through this program. Provision of solar panels, PV module systems, DC, AC inverters, battery converters, mga ganyan po ay dinodonate ng ating One Meralco Foundation at may kasama rin pong kadalasang itong LED TV, laptop or printers. Talaga pong ang One Meralco Foundation ay isa pong mahalagang partner po ng ating DepEd. Kung kaya't ito pong programang nabanggit ko po sa inyo, pinagmamalaki ko po ito. Pag minsan ako po yung nagsasalita sa ibang partnership event, has caused the how do I say this? Nagkaroon po ng elektrisidad, has energized 260 schools nationwide. At talaga naman pong ito'y pagpapatunay na ang atin pong Meralco partner, One Meralco Foundation, ay hindi lamang po tungkol sa kung ano po yung ikabubuti ng kanila pong korporasyon o kumpanya. Parati po nating iisipin, tulad po ng nakikita po natin ngayon, naririto rin po sila para makatulong po sa atin sa pampublikong paaralan through this energizing our off-grid schools project. At sa ngayon naman ay binibigyan tayo ng tamang kaalaman para po maipababa ang ating konsumo ng ating elektrisidad. I hope you could see me, parang erratic ata yung ano ko, yung video ko. So I'll wrap up now. At yung mga issues po natin, kung paano po tayo magkaroon ng mga payment plans at paano po ba natin sa ating elektrisidad at kung ano pa, kung tayo may issue po rito, ay matugunan. Kung kaya't hindi ko po palalampasin ang pagkakataong ito na pasalamatan po muli ang ating Pangulo and Head ng Corporate Business Group, Ma'am Cecile Domingo, ang ating pong AVP, muli na ako po'y pinakilala. Hello po, Ma'am Geraldine Solidum, also the Public Sector Head, Mr. Michael Antonio. Hello po, Ma'am. I hope we could sit down and we have to discuss other matters po na atin dapat pag-usapan. Opo, Ma'am. Mr. Alfred Iporak, the manager of the Meralco Power Lab, at pati na rin po yung kaninang binabanggit ko po, yung mula sa partner po natin sa One Meralco Foundation, Ginoong Jeffrey Tarayaw, ang ating pong kaibigan, Pangulo ng One Meralco Foundation, Sir Neil Celeste, Officer in Charge ng One Meralco, Sir Al Panlilio, Rain Mangiat, at baka hindi ko po nabanggit yung iba, lahat po ng opisyalis po ng ating partner na Meralco at One Meralco Foundation. Marami pong salamat sa inyo. Dito po nakikita natin, I would like to end in this manner. Ang FAPSA po, pamumuno po ni Ginoong Kasilag, ay talagang binabati ko rin po. Alam niyo po, Ginoong Kasilag at sa mga kasamahan po natin, Ma'am Cecil, Ma'am Geraldine, Sir Jeffrey, at lahat po na bumubuo ng ating Meralco at One Meralco Foundation partner. Marami pong uri ng leader ang ating lipunan. Yung iba po, mag-uusap ng mga issues. Yung iba po, aabot sa mga posibleng tugon, solusyon sa mga issues na kanila pong natukoy, ngunit hanggang dun na lamang po sila. Ito po, nung una pong dinulog sa akin, nakita ko po ang FAPSA, Pangulo po natin, pamunuan, panguna po ni Pangulong Eli Casilag. Nakita ko po talaga, nung dinulog ng kanilang mga miyembro, yung issue po nila dito, nakita ko po si Ginoong Eli Casilag ay hindi po nakontento sa simpleng pag-usapan lamang ito. Gumawa po siya ng hakbang at idinulog po sa akin. The least that I could do is to also act and be proactive in engaging our partner FAPSA. And I brought this to Meralco at yung One Meralco Foundation, parati po natin katuwang yan pag dinudulog natin yung mga problema. At hindi po natapos doon. Kitang-kita po ninyo ang kahusayan ng mga taong naririto po ngayon sa likod nitong event po nating ito. Ganyan po kahalaga ito. Gumawa po ng hakbang ang ating partner na Meralco at may bonus pa. We have this kind of webinar where we are all now equipped. Yung nakita ko na lang, yung ang dami pong natutunan ko doon, pero yung phantom load, tapos yung konsepto ng inverter, medyo mas mahal lang kasi po itong aircon na ito pag may inverter technology, but in the long run, we may see. Malaking bagay po yun. Siguro akala ng iba parang simpleng pagsasalita lamang yun, pero yun po ay pera. Pera na kapag inyo pong naitabi at hindi nagastos, na ibayad sa kuryente, na save po natin, ay pwede po niyong gamitin sa ating paaralan para lalo po natin mapaghusay ang operasyon ng ating paaralan. Ito po yung pera pwede niyo pong idagdag pambayad ng sweldo ng ating mga kaguruan. Ganyan po kahalaga ang ating ginagawa po ngayon. At dahil po dyan, ako po yung nagpapasalamat sa lahat po ng mga taong nabanggit ko po sa pamunuan ng Meralco, One Meralco Foundation at ng ating partner na FAPSA. Marami pong salamat sa inyo. Sa uri po ng pamumuno na mayroon po kayo. Ako po'y nananalig na kung ang lahat ng mga namumuno sa ating bansa ay may ganito pong tamang kamalayan ng pagsisilbi sa ating mga kababayang Filipino, sa ating mga anak, ang lahat po ng ating mga pangarap para sa ating mga anak, para sa ating mamamayang Filipino ay mangyayari. Mabuhay po kayo, mabuhay ang Meralco, ang One Meralco Foundation, mabuhay po ang FAPSA, mabuhay po ang kabataang Filipino. Salamat po, salamat po. I hope you heard the messages that I have mentioned kasi parang erratic ako. Salamat po.
At maraming salamat din po sa inyo, Yusek Umali. Thank you for that very encouraging message that you shared with everybody here. And on behalf of everybody that's part of the team and everybody watching right now, we'd like to thank you for joining us in our program for this morning. Maraming salamat po, Yusek Umali.
Salamat po.
Thank you very much. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I'd like to encourage you guys, sa mga hindi pa nakakapag-type ng mga tanong ninyo, we will be having a Q&A session with a few of our very esteemed panelists in a little while. And if you have some questions that you would like to ask them, some of the things that you felt that you'd like to further expound on from the presentations given earlier, please do type in your questions in the chat box below. All you need to do is just click on the Q&A tab at the bottom of your Zoom screens and type in your question. All right, just as easy as that. And then later on, we're going to get to your questions and we're going to try to answer them as properly and as thoroughly as we can. All right. But before we proceed with our panel discussion, allow me to ask you guys another trivia question. Again, more opportunity for you to win a prize. Okay, this time, instead of just choosing one winner, the first 3 people to answer will get a prize from Meralco. Now, all you need to do is type in your answers into the chat box and please send it as quickly as you can. Okay, and again, later on the program, i-announce namin yung mga panalo. Okay? Here's the question, everybody, please pay attention. Do energy-saving devices work? Yes or no? Again, let me read it out to you. Do energy-saving devices work? Yes or no? Please type in your answers. Oh, ang dami na pala nagtatype dito. We're going to be choosing 3 winners from everybody who answered here. And it's really interesting to see we're getting a variety of answers here. It's yes, no, yes. So it's an evenly divided group that we have here. I'm gonna give you guys 3 more seconds to type in your answers here. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and that is it for this trivia round. Thank you very much to everybody who participated in this little game. Again, we're going to be giving out prizes to 3 winners, and we'll be announcing the names in a little while. And don't worry, a representative from Meralco will contact you to get your details so we can send you your prize. Okay, so now going back to what I told you, this point, I believe you've already sent in some comments or questions for our Meralco speakers. So please do allow me to call back our various team panelists for this morning. Please welcome Engineer Jerry Solidum, Engineer Mike Antonio, and Mr. Alfred Deporac Jr. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to be able to share this window with all of you.
Good morning.
All right.
Good morning again.
Okay, so I just want to hear another good morning from all of you para at least sigurado tayo sa mga audio natin so we can address everybody's questions properly.
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Wow, gaganda ng mga boses dito. All right, are you guys ready to get to the Q&A?
All right.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to be reading out a few questions here. And again, as we go along, to everybody watching right now, please do feel free to send in your questions and we'll try our best to address all of them. Okay? With that being said, we're on to the first question. Okay? How to avail of Power Consult? How to avail of Power Consult? Is there whoever wants to get this first?
Okay, I'll take the first question. Ayan. So, Power Consult is, as mentioned a while ago, it's a free consultancy service that we provide to our customers. So, all you need to do is you can send us an email at biz@meralco.com.ph. So, just ask any question about your energy. So, sasagutin po namin yan.
Thank you, Sir Mike. Wonderful. Okay, so we have another question here. Are all private schools entitled to the power factor adjustment?
I can take that question. As long as the school has a minimum demand of 40 kilowatts and up, yes, that classifies the school as a general power customer. So again, kapag 40 kilowatts and up ang demand ng inyong service, yes, you are entitled to what we call the power factor adjustment or discount. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jer. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're moving on to our third question here. Our air cons are more than 10 years old but are still working well. Should we replace it kahit gano'n na po katagal yung pag-operate ng aircon?
Okay, I think that question is for me. Okay, so 10 years na, no? Again, there are a lot of factors to consider. If you're in any appliance or equipment, if that appliance or equipment naman is properly and well maintained, and it's still working in good condition, it's still okay, no? But generally kasi, as appliances and equipment age, definitely the wear and tear kicks in, no? So depende rin sa nature ng paggamit, if it's heavily used, and one thing pa, if it's poorly maintained, definitely it will have a very big impact on the performance of our air cons, no? Just to give you an idea, we did a test of a 15-year-old aircon, comparing it to new ones, like 1 to 2 year aircon. Okay, and the difference that we got is anywhere between 600 to 1,200 pesos per month difference nung new versus yung old. No? So in this case, talagang medyo or talagang hindi na efficient yung performance ng old aircon, no? So I think it's also the best time na to consider very efficient technologies for this. But again, it's a case-to-case basis. If it's well maintained, properly maintained, and the performance is still okay, it's fine, no? But you have to assess it on an overall total picture kasi yun nga, as they age, definitely affect na talaga in terms of efficiency and performance.
Thank you, Sir Alfred. Medyo natamaan ako doon kasi parang 10 years na rin yata yung aircon na ginagamit ko. I think it's time that I take a look at it also. Sir Alfred, maraming salamat po. Okay, so we have another question here. How do we request for the special discount for educational institutions? We are currently renting and the name of the Meralco meter is from the previous company.
All right. Sige, I'll take that question. No? This is actually a very common question. No? So, ang first step to do is siguro ask the landlord to allow you to transfer the Meralco account to your school name, no? So that's the first step kasi yan po ang ating requirement. Dapat nakamatch po ang Meralco account to your DepEd certificate, DepEd or CHED certificate. So once na-transfer na po ito, pwede na tayo mag-apply for the educational discount.
All right, thank you, Sir Mike. Okay, moving on. And I thank everybody watching now because ang daming nagtatype in ng mga questions. So feel free to type in some more. We really appreciate you engaging everybody here. Okay. Paano makakatulong ang Meralco sa private schools sa pagpapachange ng phase from lower phase to 3-phase? Nag-trip na po ang kuryente during classes. Kailangan po ba ng 3-phase? Malaki po ang babayaran sa City Hall.
Ayan. So, akin uli ito, no? So, dito papasok yung power consult natin. So, please invite a Meralco engineer to visit your school so we can assess siguro yung situation ninyo. So, number one factor to consider dito is meron na pong signs na nagtitrip. So, we have to be very aware na may safety consideration. So, we don't want any incident pagka may schooling na at tapos nagtitrip ang ating breaker. That's a sign na meron pong overloading. So, when there's a sign of overloading, we should evaluate po yung facility nyo. Baka there's really a need to upgrade. Maaring hindi 3-phase, pwede pa rin naman single-phase. But in such a way that the wires and the breakers must be evaluated. So, yan po. Send us an email. And then we'll visit your school po to properly evaluate your power requirements.
All right, thank you, Sir Mike. Okay, moving on. What does the rate General Service A mean? And how can Meralco determine the rate of the education sector?
Mike, I'll answer and then follow up ka na lang if you have any more.
Thank you, Ms. Chair.
Yeah. General Service A, so GSA, these are customers whose demand fall under the 5 kilowatt and below range. So these are the smallest consumers of electricity, which are non-residential. So non-residential po ito, General Service A, 5 kilowatts and below ang demand. Now, how can Meralco determine the rate of the education sector? Right now, there's no rate classification for education sector. So again, you'll either be General Service A, 5 kilowatts or below, or General Service B, which is more than 5 kilowatts but less than 40 kilowatts, or the General Power or GP, which is 40 kilowatts and above demand. Those are the only rate classifications that the schools can fall under. But again, if you are registered and certified by the DepEd as an educational institution, you are qualified for a discount, for the educational institution discount. So hope that answers the question. Sir Mike, if you have any other additional inputs.
Ayan, sige. Just to add lang, no, Mr. to your answer. So we determine the rate during the application. So ano po yung load na sinabit nyo sa Meralco, that's the equivalent po na rate classification na ina-apply po namin sa inyo. So pag maliit po ang inyong in-apply na load, like nursery school lang po, maaaring mag-fall po kayo sa GSB or GSA rate. But if your school is like a elementary and high school, maaari po kayo mag-fall naman po sa GP or general power rates namin. So it depends on the load that you submit to us.
Thank you, Ms. Jera. Thank you, Sir Mike, for that tandem answer that you gave. Okay. Next, how can we request for the reduction of GMBD now that school buildings are not in use? When we resume classes, will the reduced GMBD work with aircons and computers working?
Ayan. I'll take that question. No? So, simple lang po, no? Just send us an email to review your contract or your GMBD. Send it to biz@meralco.com.ph. Ulitin ko po ulit. biz@meralco.com.ph, and then we will review your present demand against your GMBD, and then we will also give you the recommended new GMBD with this current pandemic. Ayan po.
All right, thank you again, Sir Mike. Okay, moving on to another question. We have a covered court that we don't use for more than a year now. Is it better to have the account disconnected and just reapply? What can you recommend?
I can, sorry, go ahead, Mike.
For me, if there's no use and then nag-accumulate siya ng GMBD, I think it makes sense to disconnect it first. Madali naman po uli magpa-reconnect sa Meralco. So this will also give you savings in terms of your monthly bill.
Same recommendation. Thank you, Mike.
All right, thank you for that. Okay, next question. What if the billing statement is under the name of the owner and not the school? Can we still avail of the discount?
I think Mike answered a similar question earlier. So unfortunately, no po. It has to be the Meralco registered name. So if it's not under the name of the school, unfortunately, we cannot grant that discount, even if the end user is actually a school. So as Mike earlier recommended, please have the contract name changed to your school para you can avail of the discount po. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Jer. As much as we would like to entertain all of your questions, I think we have room for two more. So our last two questions na lang. Next, we have, okay. Do you have the same rates for commercial and residential accounts?
No. Residential customers have a different rate classification, and commercial customers can either fall under the General Services A or GSA or GSB or General Power Rate classifications. But so there are about at least 4 rate classifications, and residential and commercial customers have separate or different rate classes. Thank you.
All right, so we're now down to our last question. Let's see what we can get here. Okay, so I'll probably just read from... Okay, meron dito sana nag-follow up na question. Which rate is best? We average 500 to 600 kilowatts per hour. I think this was a follow-up to a previous question that was asked earlier.
I'll take that question. So I think for that kind of consumption, the best rate that that school should get is yung General Service A. So this is the closest to the residential rate that we can give. So in this way, wala din siyang guaranteed minimum billing demand.
Thank you, Sir Mike. Really appreciate it. And with that, please allow me to thank our Meralco experts. Please give them a virtual round of applause. Miss Geraldine Solidum, thank you very much Sir Mike Antonio and Sir Alfred Iporak, thank you very much. Maraming salamat po for joining us and entertaining all of the questions of our viewers this morning.
Our pleasure. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. Thank you. And likewise, we'd also like to thank all of our participants who have fielded their questions and comments. And for those that have other concerns or whose questions we weren't able to answer during our discussion, please do feel free to reach us via the channels flashed on your screen. All right? So worry not kung hindi nyo man natanong yung mga questions or hindi na address yung mga tanong nyo, please feel free to reach out using these channels that are being flashed on the screen right now. So take note, take a screenshot if you'd like. Very easy to get in touch with Meralco. All right? So now, at this point, let me announce that Meralco has one more thing to share with all of us. And it's something new that's coming out this September 2021. So with that being said, everybody, please watch this.
The new Meralco bill for businesses. It's clear and packed with more information. Let's take a closer look at how it can help your business be more efficient. With the new Meralco bill for businesses, all your important payment details are now together in this sky blue section. The cool color and bigger font make for hassle-free reading. In this section, you'll find your billed demand and actual consumption. Your monthly kilowatt-hour rate is now also easier to track. And so is your load factor, which determines if you will benefit from the Peak Off-Peak program. If you're qualified to shift to the contestable market, use your bill as proof of contestability. You now have up to 24 months of historical consumption data to help you better understand your operating cycle and plan ahead for expenses. Over here is a comparison of your consumption for the previous month versus the current month, as well as your actual demand versus your minimum billing demand, which can tell you if you're optimizing your electrical facilities. And Power Factor helps you see if you're using electricity efficiently. Keep this number above 85. You'll also know how your business consumption affects the environment, so you can explore more earth-friendly ways of doing business. At the back, you can verify what bills you've paid and what remains unpaid, and see how much your actual consumption and billed demand contribute to your total bill. With all these, you can make more informed decisions for your company. The new and improved Meralco bill for businesses, giving more power to you, starting this September 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen the new and improved Meralco bill for businesses that will help you understand your electric consumption and manage your energy needs better. Coming out this September 2021. All right, so take note of that, everybody. Please also expect a new bill explainer to be sent together with your August bill. Okay, it's almost here. Next month na po siya lalabas. All right, so stay tuned for that. So with that being said, we hope that this morning's webinar has been helpful for you and your school. And here to inspire us with his closing message is the president of the Federation of Associations of Private Schools and Administrators. Everybody, please give a very warm welcome for Mr. Eliazardo Casilag.
Thank you very much, Kevin, and thank you very much, Meralco, for listening to us. In fact, it's true what we heard from USEC Tonisito Umali in the series of meeting that FAPSA had with him. In our dialogue, we really requested for this for the benefit of the private schools because, you know, at this time of pandemic, we would like to actually kung saan pa pwedeng makatipid sa gastusin during this pandemic. And the intervention of Yusek Umali actually, as we have observed today, paid off. So thank you, Meralco. Those tips that we heard from you siguro sapat na talaga yun, no? We understand that we belong to that category that you really hardly could give us the appeal, no? Because the initial appeal was to if it is possible to have us charged according to residential rate, no? But of course, no, we know the classification and where we belong. We would like to thank you for that. Also, to make special mention for the effort given to us by Ma'am Meli Sarat, the FAPSA Secretary and the President of Makati. Thank you for gathering the people. Please, I'd like to assure everyone that those, because right now it's still Friday, may klase pa, so many of those actually who texted me that they hardly could catch up, and they're busy with enrollment and everything right now in the school, because usually for sessions like this we always get in the afternoon, especially if it's with DepEd, no? I mean, it's always done because in the morning wala pang klase, no? Everything is online, but the point is we attend to enrollment, and parents are coming to us. So at any rate, don't you worry, I'll assure you that I'll be the one to disseminate the information to those who missed this very opportune, very productive, very beneficial sessions that we have today. And in behalf of the Federation of Associations of Private Schools and Administrators, maraming salamat, no? Kay Sir Mike Aquino, kay Ma'am Solidom, kay Sir Freddy, maraming salamat kay Kevin. In behalf of the private schools sa buong Pilipinas, salamat at good morning to everyone.
And a good morning to you din po, Sir Eli. Maraming salamat po for that wonderful message that you sent to everybody here this morning. And thank you for joining us as well. Really means a lot to all of us watching right now. All right, so now that we have reached the tail end of today's program, remember what I promised you guys earlier? Ngayon na po namin i-announce yung mga winners from our short little games that we played earlier this morning. All right, so please pay attention, because who knows, your name might just be called. And if your name is called, just wait for a Meralco representative to get in touch with you for the delivery of your prizes. And to take note, just to be safe, these will be delivered after the ECQ. All right, and they're going to be announcing and advising you how to claim your prize as well. Okay, so winners are as follows for our trivia question number 2. Now, this is after the Menti website game. Okay, congratulations, Mr. Alfredo Javier. Congratulations, Mr. Alfredo Javier. Anyway, we have your details. A Meralco representative will get in touch with you. All right, and our last game that we played, yung tatlo po ang nanalo. Congratulations, Romel Someros, Emmanuel Diaz, and Abigail Grace Horvina. Once again, congratulations, Romel Someros, Emmanuel Diaz, and Abigail Grace Horvina. Again, reminding you guys that a Meralco representative will get in touch with you for the delivery of your prizes after ECQ, and they're just going to let you know how to claim your prize. All right, so once again, thank you very much for all of the participants, and especially the winners of our games this morning, and a virtual round of applause to them. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Okay, so now, final reminder for everybody here, may I please remind you to fill out your feedback form so that Meralco can better serve you in future webinars such as this, and you can find the link in our chat. For concerns or requests, you may reach Meralco through these channels, or you may get in touch with your biz partner manager or relationship manager. All right, and with that, we officially conclude our webinar this morning. Thank you very much, all of our guests and participants who have graciously shared their time. May I just remind you to please fill out your feedback form so that Meralco can better assist you in future webinars such as this. Once again, I've been your host, Kevin La Peña, wishing you a pleasant morning, and please do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, everybody, and please stay safe.